Super Bowl coming soon, baby. Are you rooting for the right team is the question. Linda Little Bradley, I already forgot his last name. Doesn't matter because he's an asshole. Spoilers, she dies at the end. You've been warned. Just went to go watch Send Help. Really good movie, actually. Straight off the bat, if you don't want to watch this whole video, it's a 7.6 out of 10. I liked it. Thought it was genuinely good. The worst thing that could have happened in this movie was they fall in love. It follows two individuals. In the movie, she is a meek, small character who doesn't go for what she deserves because she lets everybody trample all over her. And then she gets the opportunity of a lifetime to flip the script on her boss by them getting into a catastrophic airplane disaster, leaving them in the middle of nowhere on an island. But Linda has secretly, not so secretly actually, you find this out throughout the whole movie, has been preparing for this moment her whole life. It's the alley-oop of the century, and Linda seizes the moment because for a long time now, she's wanted to go on a show called Survivor. It's a real life show that we have in the real world, not in this made up world. And in Survivor, you have to survive the island, I believe. I've actually never seen Survivor. But you basically have to have survival skills. And because of this is the proper and apt opportunity she has. Her and her boss land on an island, and she is aptly prepared to survive, to thrive in this environment. And throughout the movie, she does. And her helpless boss, the one who's been golden spoon fed everything, now has to rely on somebody else. Like he hasn't been relying on daddy's money this whole time and for his whole life. That's besides the point though. The absolutely depraved Nepo baby ends up trying to kill Linda multiple times in the movie and ultimately fails every single time. But Linda is no saint. She's no golden apple because in the midst of their survival, she finds out that there were people who could have helped her. And yet, despite that, she never asked for help. A boat passes by, presumably passes by, and she never waves it down. After all of the attempts at surviving and almost killing each other, and Bradley, the Nepo baby, has a wife who never gave up searching. And because of this, she actually stumbles upon Linda alone. Linda was going out, I believe she was getting food if I'm not mistaken. As Linda was going to go get food, she happens to come across Bradley's wife. And instead of a sigh of relief, Linda's in complete despair. With her newfound power and purpose in life, she doesn't want to let that go. Like a true CEO, she's finally the decider, the rule maker in this whole place. So in her desperate attempt to control the situation and keep power, she kills Bradley's wife. Crazy, crazy. Part of me understood why Linda was doing this because in her real life, she was a nobody. She got stepped on, she got stepped over in her workplace, no friends. She had no control of anything. But here, she finally had the big shoes on, the pants in the relationship. But then Linda, you lost me when you killed somebody. It was crazy. I could no longer be on your side. Linda's an absolute badass in this movie, but does take it too far. Bradley later in the movie finds out, and of course, as an insane human would, wants to kill Linda now. An insanely brutal fight goes on, but ultimately, Bradley loses. Oh, by the way, on the island, there was like a multi-million-dollar mansion that Linda never wanted Bradley to know about. She just wanted to maintain control throughout the whole movie, and it was evident the farther in you got into the movie. That being said, Linda is a master at strategic planning throughout the movie, and you see this at different beats, and I think it's really nice, and it pays off decently at the end. And as it ends, obviously Bradley dies, and you abruptly cut to a year later, with Linda finally getting the power that she's always wanted back in the real world. She was saved, she staged this whole I was in a makeshift craft out in the ocean and that's how I was saved and I was the only one. Now she's writing a book, multi-million-dollar deal, she's celebrity golfing, and at the very end you see her drive away in a Mercedes, a little Benz, a little convertible Benz with her sweet bird, Sweetie. And you know what? Both of them in the movie were villains, truly. One may be a little bit more villainous than the other because she did basically murder 3 people throughout the duration of this movie. Anyway, overall this movie, like I said, 7.6 out of 10. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you think. Peace.